There. Oh, see, he's fine. Not even a blood stain or anything. There they are. Gods be damned. I've got to wash off this blood that is... Anyway. Eric is looking out the hall's window onto the bay. A fleet of longships approach with sails of bold reds and blues. One banner I know well, Vognir. But, Vognir. Next for Val Kingship, last we spoke. The other flag looks important. Yeah. Important guests. See what I deal with all day long? Things make a little more sense. You'd hoped I'd have a stake in saying everything's fine here when the royal guests arrived. Not me, the governor. Now I have to make sure there are no rotting bodies or pools of entrails still in the Great Hall before they come by. That's a pretty grubby job. Can I ask one more favour? What is it? If you happen to stall our guest down on the docks, I wouldn't object. Or maybe I will. Eric and Volgard hustle from the meat house. To his credit, Eric tosses the barkeep a spare silver for the mess. What a guy. What a guy. You give an apologetic shrug. And go to greet the new arrivals down at the docks. Yeah, my voices are going to be all over the place because, well, like, that's about as good as I can do. Look at all those ships, man. This is some Game of Thrones kind of stuff. Vognir. A familiar vow steps onto the docks. In your mind, you recall a much younger version of tramping. The halls of Grothenheim. Abundant in purpose. What voice do you have? They're all gonna have pretty deep. I don't know. Like, I would do a Nordic accent, but I definitely can't, so I'm not gonna try. Gods, Ubin, you are looking ancient. Comes with being old, and if there is Vognir, there must be Hakon. Must there? Still bleeding tributes from the poor and stupid old Vox? At what age do you lose a sense of shame? Jorundur demands it. I'll take that over lingering to death in Grothenheim. Speaking of, I had no sense that you were so far from home. Just returned from Arberang, in fact. And glad for it. Hakon motions to the other ships in the bay, sails still fluttering. Golden wolf head emblazoned on red. The king of men, or someone on his behalf. The king's whelp. The king's son, Ludin, don't you know Scrivener? We visit the capital. He visits ours. It's how you make alliances these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Hakon has it. I'd almost forgotten. It's a good thing you're around, Hakon. Then you're going to Grothenheim? Excuse me. I have the distinct feeling I've finished my business in Strand and was heading there myself. We should caravan. We should. Give it a day. In better circumstances, I'd drink a week away. Rhyming. Let's just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. What he's trying to say is the prince is a delight to behold. Where is Morger? Hakon, have him find a place to put up the warriors. I'm heading up to meet the governor. A host of giants depart in his wake. You recognize a few. Others are strangers to you. They're rhyming, man. It's like Eminem wrote this. Guess I'm off to find Mogar. See you in the morning, Scrivener. I'll be along. The young prince of men ambles from his ship. He brushes off his tunic, scrambling the beach with low eyelids. Ludin looks for all the world the sort of boy who grew up pulling the legs from spiders. The long road back to Grothamheim should be more interesting than most years, you think. Damn, dude. Weariness suddenly settles in and you chuckle to yourself about what an odd day it has been. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall could find you a place to sleep. On the other hand, if you're going to join Vognir's caravan tomorrow, it might not hurt to share a drink with Hakon, or introduce yourself to the prince they spoke so highly of. Boom! Let's go see Prince. Is this the right place? You find the prince at the inn. Guards blanket the building, including a sharp-eyed Val who must be working for Ludin. A woman in red eventually waves you over and stands nearby, arms crossed. Greetings, Prince Ludin. Basically, the main character that I'm playing is just going to be my normal voice. Because otherwise I'll ruin it. But I'll probably... anyway, moving on. Yes, you are with Vognir. I don't remember you. Not exactly. I've known Vognir a long time. I'll be joining you back to Grothamheim with my guards. Ludin looks up for the first time. The woman doesn't react. Why? I work for the king, carrying ties to the capital. We crossed by chance. Oh, a tax collector. Fine company. What do you want? Well, I mean, kinda just wanted to introduce myself. You collect taxes for the Vaal territories. A true pleasure. Yes. An awkwardness hangs in the air like a thick fog. You take the opportunity to depart. Well, screw you. Let's go see our mateys and have a pee up. Still got his axe in hand. Scrivener! You find Hakon in a mead house surrounded by other Vaal even. Strand is no stranger to Vaal, but he rarely sees this many. Hakon waves you over. Went straight for a flagon? What? Vognir's the one who agreed to pass up a drink. I wasn't invited to the governor's hall anyway. You already missed the massacre. Every year I make the rounds collecting taxes. Every year it's the human settlements that give me troubles. No surprise. What this time? When I got here, the Great Hall was already full of bodies. We added a few more. Ha! Humans. I guess if I only lived as long as a yok's fart, I might be desperate to make something of myself too. It's not too late to start trying, Hakon. Hakon lets slip a low chuckle. Any Vaal could recount his deeds, known as he is for cutting a swath through dredge at Vognir's side in the Second War, and regularly since then. I'm so good at reading. Down here, I'm a glorified bodyguard. You might have a point. Just another reason to get back to Grothamheim. Soon enough, I imagine. You drink until the mead house becomes overbearing, then step back into the cool air outside. Which is very bad for you. You should never drink alcohol and then go outside into the freezing cold. As that was the one time I went paralytic and it sucked. And it like amplifies the effects of alcohol. And public service announcement. Over. At dawn you are awakened by delivery of goods. At least you think it's dawn. Damn hard to tell with a sun that never moves. The governor's crest adorns the supply leathers. All there, just as promised, to your mild surprise. You wonder if Eric had anything to do with that. Plus 20 renown! Yay! Your guards take the treasure wagon down to the gates. Vognir is already there. A while later, Ludin and his men appear, groggy and disheveled. Mogar steps forward, Vognir's quartermaster. If you recall correctly, in change of his unwieldy entourage of warriors. You know him only in passing. He asks if you are ready to depart. Well, I guess we are ready. Oh, excuse me. You follow Mogar and join the others. Usually the smaller doors set into the gates would be enough to enter or leave the city, but the town guards have been told to push them open entirely. They mutter things under their breath, and are best not heard. That are best not heard, even. Perhaps the governor expected you to draw a crowd, but there's nothing of the sort. Just frustrated, tired people. It summarises Strand well as a whole, you think? Oh, look at that. We are now done with that place. Cool. Bye, Strand. We'll go to that place up there in the mountains. In the glorious Nordic mountains, yeah? Even though this is a German piggy from Schleck. Oh, day 2, I assume. I imagine, maybe, yeah. Look at those. Or I can only imagine are seagulls. Because the seagulls where I live are literally about that big compared to giants. The caravan stops for the day. The gift, says Mogar, cracking open mead casks. From our gracious friend, the governor of Strand. Hours pass with raucous laughter as the mead is passed throughout the camp. I take it mead is the only alcohol. Drink a little, drink a lot. Toast. Toast to Vognir. You raise your drink, toasting the alliance between man and Varl. The others join in. Ludin's expression is like a stone wall, but the others laugh at your exaggerations. Eventually you sit down beside Vognir. I shall chat with Vognir. Thanks for the speech. Thanks for the speech. I hate myself. Look like you didn't have to miss out after all. Thanks to Mogar, I thought the damned governor would never shut up. Did he give them the history of his entire family? I'll get you up with that one. He tried. Then he asked me to clean up his mess. For your benefit, turns out. I'd given the job to you, too. Gods, there's no joy in politics. Speaking of, what happened after this business with Ludin? Hopefully the boy goes back to Arbang on his own, and I can take out some frustration on Dredge or something. Starting to sound like Hakon. You don't like the life of a diplomat? Ha! Don't you miss the fight, Ubin? You down your mead instead of replying. Vognir slouches and shakes his head. There's no great joy in killing dredges, but this, pretty sure this nonsense is some scheme between the two kings to force some kind of lineage, yeah, that word. Used to be, warriors follow you for what you've done. Isn't that why they follow you now? Is it? Or is it because I'm the next in line? These lines even are getting muddy, old Varl. They've always been muddy, Vognir. Vognir stares into the campfire. Lost in thought, you leave him to it. Damn, dude. You rise groggily, like outside a casualty of merriment. Vognir is already kicking warriors awake when you spot Ludin stalking your direction. He sidesteps sleeping bodies. Better wake up! You nudge Vognir. You are needed. Ah, it's Ludin. Always a pleasure. You look well rested. Vognir releases a caged yawn. Oh. And receives a hard-eyed stare in return. How long to Grothenheim? Ha! We're only 2 days out of Strand, you know. Come, I'll show you on the map. We gonna go look at the map. World map. Click and drag the map to look around. A portrait icon. There's a map. A portrait icon shows you where the camera is. You can also click on any location to get some history about it. Good. So we are going Let's just have a quick look. Grothamheim. The last home of the Varl and seat of their power, founded by our Nifnir, the second Varl king. Though the Varl have moved around a lot, most consider Grothamheim their capital. The deeds of Varl are honoured here, and all warriors of worth are buried at the foot of the two spears, where they are said to become part of the Volksmark itself. So I guess we're going to go, I don't know, this way maybe. So what we got here. Bratterbrick Peaks. And then this one. The that's the Volksmark. Let's see what that is. The Volksmark, a cradle of Grothamheim, is named such for the belief that each Vol of worth buried in King's Barrow becomes the bones of the mountains, eventually forming a new peak along the range. The size of each peak, it is said, would vary depending on the worth of the Vol. I'm so tired. I very much apologise. Well, there we go. And we go all the way up here to this place. That looks nice. What's this? It's a beard. An enormous land of ice separated from the rest of the world by a frozen strait. Dungeon's Beard is the sort of place you name after the gods and leave to them as well. The few who have explored the blasted wasteland have either found nothing or have never been found. Again, I've got hiccups. Great. Look at this map, man. Looks pretty cool. We head north, then east, past the forts. Grothamheim's far from Strand, going to be a long march. You should have a drink. What you should have drank last night, Luden. Why not take the ships to Skyrim? Skyrim instead. What? What's the point of marching? The Silverstone Bay is called that for a reason. It stays covered in ice all year. It would tear up the longships. Too bad, though. We could have shown you all the wonders of Skyrimstead. A half-sunken city crawling with dredge prints. Dredge and glaciers. You like glaciers? Luden exhales through his nose, a poor disguise for his contempt. He turns and bats aside the temp flaps as he goes, barking at his company in the distance. I wish this text was bigger, I really do. Don't poke the anthill, Vognir. He seems no happier to be here than you. Spend a few more days with the boy, old friend. You'll be looking from a tall cliff to hop off to. Brilliant. Now we'll talk about suicide. I'm sorry, I'm just moving my stuff so I can get a bit closer and read it a bit better. There we go. Boom. Luden's got a shorter wick than Hakon. Thanks, Vognir. Let's get moving. Another half day to Vedderfell if we're lucky.